What's up, everyone out there in YouTube land? It's me, Perry Lovewhistle, and I'm back on Acadian in Project Quarm. And as you can see, I am deep in the sunny Trakanon's teeth, right next to the orb to the ruins of Old Sibyllus. And is it just me, or is it way redder on this server than it is on Project 1999? The reason I'm here is, while I'm way behind on leveling up, I'm even farther behind on getting keys, because even though I can't really provide a whole lot of assistance to some of the higher level dungeons, the guild intervention is still nice enough to let me come along and loot stuff when I can. So first of all, thanks a lot, guys. But second of all, I need to get these keys on my keyring. I have already completed the quest for the Trakanon idol. I didn't bother including that in this video because it's no different than it was on Project 1999. You hunt the Froglock Forager and the Froglock Hunter. They drop the medallion pieces. You turn them into the ghost. It's all done in this zone. It's very quick. For me, it was actually easier on Project Quarm than it was on Project 1999 because there was a bard swarm kiting at the time, and he was just doing it for experience. Hunter and Forager are actually really good for swarming if you've got someone to track them down for you and bring them over to you. So it was really good experience for him and easy keys for me and the couple of guildies that I had with me. Now, after that was done, we went into the guild instance, which I'm pretty sure we still need the Trakanon idol for, but the downside to that is the guild instance does not put the key onto your keyring. So I've been walking around with this Trakanon idol ever since, because I hadn't had a chance to come down here and actually click into the proper dungeon and get it on my keyring. So let's get that taken care of now. There we go. Trakanon idol has been added to your keyring, so I no longer need this, which is going to make corpse recovery a little bit easier because that is a soulbound key. On Project 1999, I have all my soulbound keys in my inventory that I have to shuffle around when I'm looting after a guild wipe. Or, since I play a ranger, pretty much any boss fight. But the other big, one of the two other big Kunark keys has significantly been changed on Quarm, so let's head back over to the Swamp of No Hope and start working on the key to the Howling Stones. Well, I had to put on my Dark Elf illusion because it was pitch black inside of this cave. But supposedly, this by the way, is the cave from the Swamp of No Hope to Trakanon's teeth. There's a spot back here with some Ixar Marauders and Manslayers. Oh, here it is. Well, how do you get up there? Okay, and inside of this cave, some froglocks who don't like me. And one who does, named Dugraz. Talk to Dugraz, and he explains that he was a slave to an important Ixar necromancer. He's talking about Vinril Sathir, and how he used his privileges to make his escape. And he has a key to where he escaped from that he will give me if I do him a small favor. And he explains that he needs 2 components for a spell. Judging by the skeleton pet that he has, probably going to be a necromantic spell, but he requires a vampire's fang from the ruins of Kaesora and a jade weapon stained with the blood of a chokidai from the Lake of Ill Omen. Now the thing is, both of these items in the core game and even on Project 1999, they each drop off of just one mob. The Jade Chokidai prod drops off of a named Sarnak in the back of the Sarnak fortress in the Lake of Ill Omen, and the Vampire Fang drops off of the boss mob of the Dungeon of Kaesora. Well, Project Quarm Secrets has made this quest a little bit easier by making both of those items drop off of more mobs in their respective zones. So I'm going to see just how much easier it is to actually complete this quest on Quarm, because I actually never completed it on Project 1999 because the fact that they dropped off of just one mob meant that they were always camped. The Jade Chokidai prod was lore, but droppable, so people would farm them and push them off onto alts. And then the Fang, people would farm and then multi-quest the key. So it doesn't really matter because, like I said, allegedly it is easier on this server. So first, I'm going to run over to the Lake of Ill Omen and see how easy it is for me to find one of those spears. After a quick run through Firionavai and then around the Lake of Ill Omen, I am now at the Lake of Ill Omen Sarnak Fort. And according to pqdi.cc, the prod does not just drop off of Chancellor D. Zoc, it drops off of 8 other Sarnaks as well that can spawn anywhere in this fort. So let's run through I'm going to go ahead and invis myself because the prod is a weapon, so I shouldn't have to just slaughter Sarnaks en masse until I find one, because I'm not getting any experience for it. I'll see if I can find one who's already carrying one before I even bother. Here's somebody camping this area for experience. Oh, I think that's one right there. Well, let's make sure that I'm not going to get interrupted. Oh, he's trying to cast spells on me. And just like that, we've got our Jade Chokidai prod. But just like that, we are done with the Lake of Ill Omen. Now let's see how quickly we can get out of here and to the Field of Bone, to the Dungeon of Kaesora. Basically just inside the Field of Bone from the Emerald Jungle is the ruins of Kaesora, which is the ruins of a city just outside of the Ixar city, with a named undead running around it. Let me find out about this guy real quick. Named skeleton that drops a 12 AC mask, which I don't need. So in here, I believe it's this building. Nope. The back of one of these buildings takes us down to the Dungeon Kaesora. There it is. And the thing is, I've never been in this. On EverQuest Live, on Project 1999, none of it. Because I never had a character that I felt safe going into it. And honestly, I kind of still don't. So I'm going to invis up. As you can see, I've got full mana. And let's get down here and explore this dungeon. Now the thing about Kaesora is it's a bunch of pit traps and one-way paths. So let me kill this guy right here. The fang, again, the fang is supposed to drop off of the mob all the way at the end of the dungeon, but it can actually drop off of just about any of them, to include this one right here at the entrance. But it's only got a 5% chance of dropping, and it is a dagger, so just like the other one, I should be able to see it. But you can see here, there's a bunch of one-way stuff. So like this drops down, and I can only take this around to the east. And this one over here is a drop down from that side. So I can't go west. So I can only continue to go south. But there's also a big drop off right here where I will end up all the way at the bottom. We're going to put on some levitation to go down there the safe way. And we should be able to float down here. To the bottom. A bunch of spiders. Doesn't look like any of them can see invis, but I would definitely not survive this. So let's see if we can get past them. I am super stressed right now. Let's see here. Through that. This should be the part where I can go east. And this should take me to the 5 Towers area. Okay, that's what it looks like. And there should be a lot more minions of Zalgaz and things like that in here. And guardians of Zalgaz, who are not green to me, so at least I'll get a little bit of experience, assuming that I survive. Okay, here's a... Come on, come on, come on. Into here. I am, of course, unnecessarily stressed about this. Well, this guy looks like he's got something interesting. Let's pull him back into here. Staff of the Dreaded Gaze. I wonder if this is valuable at all. I will research it while I slide back here and meditate for a little bit. Well, on Project 1999, it's worth a good 16K. But this is Project Quarm. It only drops off of Zalgaz on Project 1999, so I'll see if anyone in my guild needs it. I ended up getting attacked by a couple of roamers and had to exit out, but luckily I did manage to trade that really awesome Necromancer staff for a Dead Man Floating, which is a better levitate than levitate. So let's try it one more time. Who knows, maybe I'll get luckier with the guy right up front this time. There's nobody here. This has already been... we're going to wait and loot that instead of waiting 18 minutes. If it hadn't died right in this rock, it would have been easier to tell whether or not it had anything worth looting. Hey, look! It's got 2 Zalgosian fangs. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And wave goodbye to this terrible dungeon. You know what? We're going to take this guy. We're feeling good right now. Nothing. No biggie. And I can come back to Dugraz, give him the ingredients that he needs for his spell, the Jade Chokidai Prod and the Zalgosian Fang, and he should give me the key to Charasis. I know not what door it opens. Now if I can just find that necklace of power that I took from my master's lair. He is referencing the necklace of superiority, which is something that Drusilla Sathir drops, who is the boss of Charasis, or the Howling Stones. Now before I log, let's head over to Charasis and get this key onto our key ring as well. Since Charasis is actually connected to the over there, I can take the quick path there. And I've actually never gotten that to proc on the very first swing, not even on my ranger. So that was pretty lucky. Thank you, Secrets, for not making the Cliff Golems see invis on this server. And we're going to see if we can take advantage of the levitation and drop right into this gorge on top of the Howling Stones. Obviously, since I have never even been to Kaesora, I have also never been into Charasis. And I've actually never even done any leveling in the over there, despite the fact that it's basically made for rangers. I never did any leveling here on Zaner, so I don't know my way around, and I know that it's possible to get easily overrun in here. Should be kind of tricky, being level 51 and invisible and with a damage shield from my epic weapon. That should be where I'm headed. So we'll see. Yeah, the Scorpicus are light blue to me. Some of them are green. That's good. Would be nice to have a little bit of a map. Oh, Scorpicus Guardian is dark blue. None of them see invis so far. So... okay. So I need to go down here. Starting to feel like this was a bad idea. And I can't see invis. Okay, we're getting out of here. Let's get to a place where I can safely gate. And you know what? We are going to... yeah, we're going to change our mind about that. Between the fact that I should have put on my Dark Elf illusion, we'll just wait and I will get that key on my key ring another time. Instead of risking this entire gaming session to one poorly timed losing my invis and dying to a bunch of scorpions, we're just going to call it here. We successfully got both the keys to Sibyllus and Charasis, and the last key for Kunark is the key to Vishan's Peak, which is the zone that has some of the best in-slot items for this expansion and the next expansion. So obviously I've got to get that one, and just like the last key I got, it has been made easier on this server than it was on Project 1999. So that's going to be something that I work on while grinding out levels. Speaking of which, I've got places to be because there is an XP event going on right now that I definitely want to take advantage of. So until next time, bye!